welcome to the first edition of the Goodfellas podcast. Welcome back there. Yes, it's the Goodfellas podcast. I'm going to be here for the next hour or so, talking about a particular topic each week. I'm hoping to keep this going on a weekly basis. And today we'll be talking about Best Picture statistics, looking at the historical facts and figures to do with the Best Picture prize and seeing how this may favour or hinder this year's contenders. In between that, we'll also be playing themes related to some of the Best Picture winning films of years gone by, and also some news. We're going to play another song now, and we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. So, today we're talking about Best Picture statistics. Now, I did an article over at Obsessed with Film, where I've basically gone through a load of statistics and summarised each film's chances of winning as a percentage, in fact. So I'm basically going to go through each film, talk about the chance each film has of winning and the reasons why. So we start then with Toy Story 3, the animated film nominated this year. I've given Toy Story 3 a 1% chance of winning the top prize. Basically, as I said in my article, I think the reward for Toy Story 3 is in the nomination. I think we're a long time yet from seeing an animated film really having a chance of prevailing at the Academy, for a number of reasons, really. It's not seen as the sort of high art that the Oscars like to reward. You know, you probably got more chance of seeing a foreign language film prevailing in the top prize. I don't know why it's the way it is, really. I think you'd have if all the foreign language films and the animated films, and it shouldn't really matter what sort of film, they should just all be together in the Best Picture prize, and that's really the best way I see of you're meant to be rewarding the best film. It doesn't matter what kind of film that is. You know, there's a very much Oscar type films, which is very rigid, really. I think it's the kind of thing they need to get rid of, and you know, it shouldn't be vaguely ludicrous. If Toy Story 3 were to win Best Picture, it should be, well, that was a great film, deservedly so. But unfortunately, that's not the way the cookie crumbles. And so yeah, Toy Story 3 a 1% chance of winning Best Picture, and there we are. The Kids Are Alright, fantastic, kind of coming of age, romantic drama, very, very good film. I've given a 1% chance of winning. Far too quirky to win, but this is like the Little Miss Sunshine, when that was nominated a couple of years ago. I think anyone thought that was going to win. And similarly, you know, this is very much a quirky, indie, low budget. You know, it's not the kind of film that is going to win Best Picture, unfortunately. Again, you know, it's the Oscars are quite a close-minded ceremony. Okay, we have Winter's Bone with 2%. Winter's Bone is an independent film, which is, you know, independent films do sometimes prevail, I think, you know, in the past, but it's so indie, and I think really it's just to add some diversity and a bit of colour to the Best Picture prize, and I've given that a 2% chance at winning Best Picture. Which moves us on to 127 Hours, 3% chance of winning Best Picture. That may be sour news for some of you who've recently seen this film. Basically not performing very well commercially. Now you could say last year The Hurt Locker, of course, became the lowest grossing film with, I think going into the Oscars it had made 12 million, and then coming out it made 14. So even when it won Best Picture, people still weren't really up for watching this film. I haven't actually seen it myself, which is quite shameful, because I've seen most Best Picture winners, and but I was really glad for it to be Avatar anyway. I think lots of people who've read my articles know that I'm not the world's biggest James Cameron fan. Well, at least not when he's on the typewriter anyway. He's not a great writer and all. He's written some good stuff. Aliens is a very good script. I won't take that away from him. But in general, James Cameron is a very good visual director. But with Avatar, I just to me it just reminded me of too much of a computer game, and it was just kind of looked really tacky, I thought. but a lot of people disagree. A lot of people think it's a visual marvel. So 127 Hours, back on topic here, is of course Danny Boyle, directed by Danny Boyle, who won for Slumdog Millionaire in 2008. That in fact had a huge haul at the Oscars. I think it won 8 awards out of 10 nominations. It just completely swept voters off their feet, so to speak. 127 Hours, yeah, as I say, it's not performing well commercially. Usually isn't a very good sign. It doesn't have a director nomination. As we'll get on to a minute, only 3 films in Oscar history have won without a director nomination. I mean, that's a staggering statistic. That's 3 out of 82, so that's I do a little bit of maths here, not my strong suit. What was that, 4%? 4%? Am I right there? I don't know. Anyway, so we say about 4%. It's probably even less than that. You know, I'm not a mathematician. But the point really is that you know, it's, I think the 3 films, I'm trying to remember. Driving Miss Daisy was the last one. That's when Oliver Stone won Best Director for Born on the 4th of July, and I think lots of people were expecting that to win Best Picture too. I know Tom Cruise certainly deserved to win Best Actor that year. Whatever your thoughts are on Tom Cruise, that's a stunning character performance he put in that film. Arguably his career best performance, though some may disagree. 127 Hours then is, yeah, 3% chance. No director nomination for Danny Boyle. It's you know, that just doesn't look good really. Similarly, Inception, and not only does Inception not have a director nomination, it's a sci-fi film. That's like a big Oscar no, especially a big budget, big fantastical ideas. Yeah, not usually the recipe for Oscar success there. They don't usually tend to reward films of the Terry Gilliam mould, these sort of like imaginative, you know, not fitting to the norm kind of movies. They don't usually get a lot of recognition. Doesn't really bother me. I didn't fall for Inception as some people did. It's visually stunning. I know when Avatar, lots of people say that's the saving grace of Avatar. I didn't like the visuals in Avatar at all. I think the visuals in Inception were awesome, just awesome. You know, really kind of visuals of the old. They inflamed the imagination. You know, and that